What up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Gym Leader Tier List. Well, in today's episode we're doing Gen 7, and in Gen 7, Pokemon, well, Game Freak, they did something a little bit different, and well, while they were not using Gym Leaders per se, they still had something called Trial Captains and Kahunas. So for Gen 7 we're going to go through their teams, because you basically fight them as if they were like gym leaders. Just you didn't get the badge, you usually got a C move after beating them, or a C move crystal, or whatever you want to call them. I know this, the pictures of the guys aren't looking too good. Well, I whipped this little tier list up in a little bit of the last second. It's what it is. And you know, we have our usual tier list of S tier for really amazing, A tier for pretty good, or really, good basically, and then you have B tier for decent, well they're kind of fine. C tier, they're not really that good, and E's, well, they're really bad. So first up, what we gotta be looking for is what could you do with the starters. And for the starters of this game we have Litten, Rowlet, and Popplio. So, well, we have our basic starters. It's grass, well, I think it's grass, flying, water, and fire. And then they turn into fire dark and also water fairy. And Rowlet turns into grass ghost, which I think is an amazing. One of my favorite starters is Rowlet. I love the Sigi. I think it looks so cool. I like the Robin Hood theme. Well, anyways, let's just get into this. First up, we have Ilima. I think he's called Ilima, and I'm not sure. But he has a Yungoos, and I think he also has a Smeargle. And okay, it's a normal type trainer. I think right after, if you battle him directly after, he will also have a Gumshoes. But we're taking the first fight. That's the one you really have to do. It's the mandatory one. So Yungoos and, well, as I said, the Smeargle. I keep forgetting Smeargle. They're normal, so no type advantages on either side. Grass flying doesn't have any edges over normal. Fire doesn't have any edges over normal, and also the same with Popplio. So I'm just gonna put you in B, since there's really nothing else I feel like I should do about you, to be quite honest. Yeah, that's basically how I feel about him. Normal type. They're not particularly strong as well, so you might not, because Yungoos is not strong. Smeargle would be strong, but it has a bullcrap moveset. But anyways, I'm gonna put him in B, because I'm just going off of the starters, if there's advantages and stuff. But there's not. There's really not for anyone. Alright, next up we have Lana. And Lana has a Chinchou, a Shelder, and a Araquanid. Lana has Araquanid. It has the Waterium C, which is its C move. It's gonna do a ton of damage. So let's just check out our team. First up, we look at the Chinchou, which is Water Electric, which you counter with Rowlet, but also you're weak to Electric, or yeah, you're neutral to Electric, so you still counter her. So I feel Rowlet will do good, or yeah, you should probably have oh my god, what's the second? Dartrix. You should have Dartrix here. So, still, flying, grass, you beat her. Shelter, you beat that. And Araquanid, you beat that as well. Well, no, because now you're tied. You're tied because he's water and bug resists grass. And since it's bug, you're grass, but you're also flying. So you're neutral to each other. So Rowlet is the best pick for her, but not necessarily a game ender for her. All right, let's check out Popplio. Popplio, water. Well, you struggle against, or Brionne, I think it's called. You struggle against Chinchou. Of course, he is a electric type, and well, although he's not a really strong electric type, you might struggle a bit. Shelter, you water against water, you resist each other, and also then you have Araquanid, which is going to be more powerful than Brionne usually. So I might actually give that to Lana. Lana will win that fight just because she has the electric typing on Jinchao, and Araquanid is really strong. And she have the water UMC said. And last up we have Litten, and Litten, you don't do well here. Even if you go to a Torracat, it's not good here. I'm sorry. Torracat, you failed here. So I'm actually going to put Lana in an A. Not in an S tier, but in an A. If I was looking from a Nuzlocke perspective, I've lost a lot to Lana. I would probably put in an S tier because she is hard as heck. But Lana is an A. I like her team. And also, she counters most what you have. So yeah. With the starters. You're probably going to get something to deal with her, of course. But for now, you only have the starter, okay? Alright, so Kiawe, he has a Growlithe. He has a Fletchinder. And he has an Alolan Marowak. Alright, so Fire Ghost. Fire with Growlithe. And Fire Flying with... Oh my god, the bird. Fletchinder. Okay. So, looking at his team, Rowlet, we can take... Or Dartrix, we'll take him off right away. He doesn't stand a chance here. Of course, there's nothing he can do here. Grass and Flying doesn't help him. Was gonna say, if he was a Decidueye, you will be able to knock out the Marowak. And to notice, Kiawe doesn't have the Fire MC on his Marowak or anyone else on his team, so you don't have to deal with that at least. Then we have Torracat. Let's look at Torracat. Torracat will not struggle particularly with anything. Because I don't know if... He's still just fire, right? I think when he evolves into Incineroar, he gets the dark typing. I don't know if he has it as Torracat. He might have it. But even if he does... Well, they resist each other. The only thing is that Growlithe and Torracat, they cancel each other out. They're both fire. Fletchinder has flying attacks, so I'll give the edge to Fletchinder. And if we go to Marowak, I'll give the edge to Marowak. If not, you were Incineroar. Let me check real fast if Torracat is dark. Torracat is not a dark type, so yeah, I'm giving the edge to Marowak. Alright, so Kiawe. Also, we're looking at Brionne. Brionne wins here. That's all I gotta say. Brionne bodies Kiawe. So if you picked that, I'm gonna put you basically the same thing as I put Lana. Because, yeah, you're still good. It's basically the same. You pick one of the typings. Because next up we have Mallow. And Mallow is the same thing. So now we have Mallow. And Mallow has a Phantom, a Shiinotic, and a Steenie. That's what it is. Yeah. Okay. So. What typings do they have? Well, Phantom is Ghost and Grass. Then we have Shiinotic. He's Grass and Fairy. And Steenie, I think, is pure Grass. And no Grass MC on her. So. Let me think. Real quick here. We start with Torracat. Oh, hopefully we'll do good here. Since he hasn't got the... No, he's fire, so he's good against most. Yeah, he wins here, basically. Fire beats all the typing she has. So Torracat, he goes through here really good, no problem. If you have him to a Incineroar, he would still do really good. Because even though he gets weak against Fairy type, the Fire typing resists Fairy, so it's only neutral. So I think he's good. Alright, moving on to Brionne. Brionne will not do very good here. Just gotta say. He loses out to everything. Basically like Torracat did to Lana and, yeah, Rowlet or Dartrix did to Kiawe. The same pattern, basically. It's the grass type trial captain. And we have Rowlet. Rowlet wins here. Or Dartrix, because he's flying. So Mallow actually goes a bit lower than the other two. Just because Rowlet is a flying type and can deal with grass types. So I will actually put her in a C. It's our first C. Like, why Kiawe and Lana is on A is because they beat 2. They beat 2 out of 3. If they beat all of them, they are in an S tier. Why Elima is a B is because there's no... Yeah, there's tied. Everyone is tied. He doesn't beat anything, but you doesn't beat anything of his. Lana loses to 2 out of 3. If you lose to all 3, you're down knees. That's how it works. Alright, next up we have Sophocles, and I can't really say that much about him. You know, you don't fight him. Not until after the main game you can fight him, that he comes as a challenger for you. But, you know, he's not really anything you fight. And the same goes with Acerola, because you don't fight her until the Elite Four. So, since you passed their trials without fighting them, they're both in E's. Yeah. You have to fight the, like, giant Pokemon, but you don't have to do anything with those. So, yeah. They're an easy, and we're moving on. I'm sorry, I could go over the teams if you want to, but no, I might do an Elite Four tier list at some point, and then I'll talk about Acerola. For Sophocles, he has a good team, but it's post-game, so I'm not going to cover that. And also the same goes for Mina. I always thought you faced her, but apparently you don't. You only face the Ribombee. So she's the same box as Sophocles and Acerola. She doesn't really do anything. I was trying to find anything, but no. There's nothing. Okay. Sorry about that. The last thing that's up is the Kahunas. And one of the Kahunas, or two of the Kahunas, is actually Elite Four members later on, but we're not going to talk about that. Well, there might be 3. 3 of them might be. Never mind. But anyways, let's go over the Kahunas when you fight them as Kahunas. So let's see that. First, we have Hala, and he has a Mankey, a Makuhita, and a Crabrawler. And the Crabrawler has the fighting name C. He's the first Kahuna you face on the first island. And it's fighting types. Alright, so let's look what you will have. You will have a Litten, or maybe a Litten. I'm starting with Litten, by the way. Maybe a Torracat. Maybe. He is like level 14 or something, I think. And if you have a Torracat, it's a fire type. No real winners, because he has pure fighting types. So yeah. Rowlet, he wins flying against fighting. He beats him. And water. So he is... You have 1 who wins and 2 is neutral. So I'm actually gonna put him in a... This one is hard. I think I need one more for this one. We're taking a pink one and add a row below. There we go. And we put in a C right there. Come on, bro. There we go. C and D. There we go. That's what I want. Hala is going in a C. Yes, because I needed one more if we had one that wins and he can't do anything to anyone. So we needed one more. So there's a C as well. Okay. That's how it's gonna go. So Hala, you're put into a C. Not the best team, my guy. You're not really pushing any limits here. Alright, next up we have Olivia. And Olivia has Boldor, Lycanroc Midnight, and a Nose Pass, I think. And let's just check out this thing. Torracat won't do good here. He is bodied by most of these. Well, basically all of them. Then you have Rowlet, or Dartrix, still grass and flying. Grass is super effective on rock, but rock is super effective on flying. So they both have weaknesses, so I'm gonna give them a... Well, they don't win. No one wins. And then you have Brionne. And Brionne Brionne bodies, Olivia, there's no chance. No chance for Olivia to win over Brionne. So I'm gonna put her in a B, and I'm gonna put her higher than Lima, because there are actually some effectiveness and some non-effectiveness. Or she's actually super effective on Rowlet as well, but because Rowlet is super effective on her also, then it negates it. So she's in a bit high B, almost an A. Okay, so next up is Nanu, and Nanu has a Krokorok, Sableye, and an Alolan Persian. Alright, so let's check out this team. Let's start with the obvious one, the one who's gonna win, and that is Primarina. Water and Fairy, really good typing. The only thing basically Sableye is weak to is Fairy. So yeah, that's awesome. Then you have Krokorok, well, weak to water, weak to fairy. And then you have the Persian, which is dark as well, so weak to fairy. Primarina bodies, Nanu. Alright, let's check out the Sigi. The Sigi has a problem here. He is strong against, what's his face, Krokorok, but weak to everything else because he's also a ghost type now. Instead of a flying type, he turned into a ghost. And Ghost is weak to dark, so he struggles here. But let's see if we can tie it up with Incineroar. And Incineroar, well, Dark and Fire does decent, I guess, against Ghost or Dark, but it still resists Darks as well, so it's neutral. Although Sableye can't do really much against Incineroars, doesn't really matter. So he gets the edge there. Krokorok is super effective on Incineroar, and then we have, I think the fire typing of Incineroar wins out against Persian. So I would say Incineroar wins that bout. So we have Incineroar. Oh my god, Incineroar. The Sigi who loses. We have Incineroar who barely beats him. And we have Primarina who just bodies him. So I'm gonna say you're in a high C. High C or a low B. I can't really decide. He's not as good as Lima. He's definitely not as good as Olivia. But he's better than Hala. So I'm gonna put him in a high C. He's past Hala, but not by much. Or, well, he's not far behind Lima. Alright, so next and last up we have Hapu. She has an Alolan Dugtrio. She has a... oh, I never remember that Pokemon. Shellos goes into... not Bastiodon. Flygon, Mudsdale, and come on! Gastrodon, not Bastiodon. Okay. Well, let's go over her team then. Dugtrio is Ground and Steel. She has Gastrodon, which is Water Ground. She has Flygon, which is Dragon Ground. And Mudsdale, who's Pure Ground. Alright, let's check out the teams here. First up, starting with Primarina. So, matching her up against, let's say Gastrodon first. And Gastrodon can have Storm Drain, which is, I don't know if that has that. Wait 2 seconds. It doesn't say. She might have the chance to have that. If she has that, then you're in trouble. But since she doesn't, you're neutral on it, and she's not very effective on you. Well, she's neutral with ground type moves, but you have 2 neutral attacks, so yeah, your typings wins over hers, I guess. Going up against Flygon, well, you might have Ice Beam already as well, but water is neutral, and well, Fairy is super effective because it's Dragon. Then we have Dugtrio. And here's the part where it's a little bit funny, because Dugtrio is Steel. And while that's super effective on Fairy, it's not very effective on Water. So Dugtrio loses out as well. And Mudsdale, I don't even need to mention that. Water against Ground, you win. Primarina, pure winner here. Pure winner. So let's move on to Dartrix. And Dartrix, as we said, Grass Ghost. First up against Gastrodon, you win. Quad. She's quad weak to the Decidueye. Then we go to Flygon. Flygon, Dragon, Ground. Ground is absolutely weak to grass, but Dragon resists, so that's neutral. Ghost is neutral. Dragon is neutral, but yeah, Ground doesn't really do much to grass. So I would still give the edge to Decidueye. Decidueye. Why do I want to say Decidueye all the time? So, okay, next we have Dugtrio. Alolan Dugtrio. Steel and Ground. Steel resists grass. Ground is weak to grass, of course. Steel is... yeah, Steel is neutral on you, so I think you tie it out. No, yeah, because I think Ghost is not very effective on Steel, if I'm not misremembering. Might not be the case, but I think so. So, yeah. I'm gonna go with that. And then we have Mudstale, which you win. I'm still gonna give... because he has more valid attacks against Hapu than Hapu does against Decidueye. So, Decidueye wins his bouts. And Incineroar, he loses out big time against Gastrodon. He's not good against Mudstale. Dugtrio is faster. But if he manages to live, he will probably kill the Dugtrio. Flygon, no. No. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that Incineroar, he is bodied by her team, basically. He might do well against Dugtrio, but he needs to survive that round first. So I'm gonna put Hapu, since she actually defeats one, she's in an S tier, I feel like. No, S tier, what am I saying? S tier, C tier. And I think she is above you. Yeah, I think she's above. She's better. Maybe I want to put Hala down into D, actually. I think I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to put him to D. He's not that good. All right, I'll have them like this. I think like this. I don't want to put anyone in S tier for this one. I feel like you guys are easy because you suck. You don't even battle us until later. I think you can fight Mina later on as well, but not in the main game. It has to be in the post game. Alright, but I think this is my rating of the Gen 7 Trial Captains and Kahunas. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, comment down below, make sure you get it. Why? Why do I say it like this? I'm not doing a Nuzlocke right now. If you would have done any changes, if you think someone deserves to be a higher up on this list, or if you think someone else deserves to be lower down. I don't know. Maybe you don't think Kiawe and Lana is the best choices here. But this is all my opinion based on the starters and nothing else really. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this episode. Check out the Discord server down below to make sure you get notified whenever we upload. We upload 4 days a week. Alright guys, catch you in the next one. Bye bye!